In the years to come, I am confident that we can turn our children's potential into achievement. Due to much hard work in our schools this year and with greater authority to act on and build upon the strong foundations built by those before me, our achievement gap between African American and Caucasian students in 1 year has decreased by 6 points in reading and 5 points in math. The gap between Hispanic and Caucasian students has decreased 8 points in reading and 7 in math. And in one school, Lafayette Elementary, we have decreased the achievement gap between African American and Caucasian students by 19 percentage points. In the year before I became Chancellor, 52 schools had raised their math and reading scores over the course of 1 year. Considering the significant systemic challenges that we saw when we set our performance goals, we really wanted just to see a movement in that number of 57. We actually increased it to 99 this past year. 117 of our schools have increased their math scores and 110 have increased their reading scores. The number of schools with proficiency rates below 20% has been cut almost in half, decreasing from 50 to 29. Some schools have even doubled or tripled their average reading and math scores. While we still have significant challenges ahead, this kind of growth shows promise for the reforms that mayoral governance has enabled. To further these gains and decrease the achievement gap, we must continue to increase the level of accountability for everyone in the system, including teachers. There is no other profession that simultaneously requires the most competent and innovative professionals and at the same time can discourage these professionals from bringing their gifts to our kids. We must be able to significantly reward teachers who are successful and to exit those teachers who, even with the correct supports, are unable to increase student achievement and academic growth. We can do this by working closely with our teachers' union officials to create contracts that will support these goals. When we consider the difficulty of what we are asking teachers to do and the consequences to our students if we do not do those, it actually puzzles me that the issue of rewarding teachers for their success rather than seniority is a controversial one. Quality teachers in urban districts successfully raise academic achievement results in the face of poverty, violence, high rates of AIDS and other STDs, low expectations, obesity, teen pregnancy, and other issues that enter our schools with our children. We should not be afraid to reward those who meet the very high demands we place upon them. Without investing in our teachers by rewarding them in a tangible, meaningful way, we make it very difficult for districts like ours to attract and retain the best teachers who can close the achievement gap. We've seen through the years that desegregation has not been enough to bring the racial justice to education that we need. It has not yet become the great equalizer that Horace Mann intended public education to be. As we work to become what he envisioned for public education in this country, this year we are introducing the most dramatic and rapid changes this system has seen since the desegregation of our schools. If there has been one complaint that I have heard most frequently since I started, it's that we are moving too quickly. But our children have been waiting since long before 1954 for a just, challenging, and equal public education system. With mayoral governance under a mayor who is willing to make education, the education of the district's young people, the #1 priority, we can create accountability in systems that have not seen it before. We can support principals and teachers in setting high expectations for students, and we can ensure that we have the tools to meet those expectations. In D.C. and across the country, we can deliver high-quality public education to students that is theirs by right. Thank you for your support, for your commitment to closing the achievement gap in D.C. and across the country, and I'm happy to answer your questions.